Benjamin Franklin was well known for being an American polymath, achieving a level of mastery in a wide range of expertise and profession. Among his many contributions to society, he was a well-known writer, politician, inventor, statesman, scientist, political theorist, postmaster, musician, and a civic activist. Above all, he is probably most well known for becoming a founding father of the United States of America, or his discovery of electricity by flying a kite during a thunderstorm. Accomplishing so much must have required quite a strict routine as well as discipline. Today we're going to go through a prominent habit of Franklin's, one that's been replicated by many other successful individuals to date. We're talking about time blocking, and how Franklin used this concept to his advantage to find success in a huge range of subjects, and truly ingrain himself into historical pages for centuries beyond his time. This image shows the format Franklin used to journal about his entire day and his strict adherence to segment each part of his day for maximum productivity. 5 to 8 a.m. Rise, wash, and address powerful goodness. Contrive day's business and take the resolution of the day. Prosecute the present study and breakfast. The day would begin with an early rise at 5 in the morning. He'd start off by washing up and mentally preparing himself for all the activities of that particular day. One of the very first forms of this mental preparation consisted of addressing powerful goodness. Powerful goodness was the term Franklin used for God, as he was a man of faith. His addressing powerful goodness essentially meant praying and seeking guidance of God each day. It probably did not consist of anything rigorous or long, but he made sure to mark this as a daily priority, and as a way to kickstart his routine. Franklin would ask himself one main question every morning, which was, what good shall I do this day? He isn't figuring out his daily list of tasks that he's going to accomplish just yet. Rather, Franklin is asking himself the bigger, more existential question of what good shall he accomplish that day. He wanted to do at least one good thing each and every day, which would contribute positively to society and his fellow man. Something he could look back on and feel good about himself over, and thus ending the day and going to sleep in peace. Only after this period of reflection would he then move on to figure out the more mundane tasks of the day, and what work was to be completed. This 3-hour block of time would end with a healthy and filling breakfast. 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Work. The second time block was completely devoted to work and study for the next 4 hours. Franklin was quoted to say, "It is the working man who is the happy man. It is the idle man who is the miserable man." Much of the work segment was probably execution of what he had already spent time planning out earlier in the morning. 12 to 2 p.m. Read or overlook my accounts and dine. At noon, Franklin would enter into the third time block of the day, which was meant to be a rest and relaxation period between two deep work periods. In addition to resting and eating, Franklin would additionally take this opportunity to take note of what progress he's made in the day as well as the week. Speaking of eating, Franklin was a vegetarian. He had chosen to become one since his teenage years, after he had read a book advocating vegetarianism and saw the practical and ethical benefits to the concept. 2 to 6 p.m. Work. Franklin would spend the rest of his afternoon focused on work and study once more. In total, he would be spending on average 8 hours each day working, generally what most people are doing with 9-to-5 jobs today. The key factor in Franklin's routine, however, is efficiency. Through the productivity hack of time blocking, he managed to coordinate sufficient hours for boosting his mentality, planning his day, recharging his batteries, and maximizing his work output each and every day. 6 to 10 p.m. Put things in their places, supper, music, or diversion, or conversation, examination of the day. Upon completing his second work block of the day, Franklin would utilize his final hours before sleep towards rest, dining, organizing his space, and examining his completed work and accomplishments throughout the day. We should find passion and fulfillment in our work, but it's highly important that we do not lose our grip on our personal lives either. A good work-life balance is crucial to a true sense of fulfillment and better efficiency in all our endeavors. Besides following a daily routine schedule, Franklin also created a standard of 13 virtues to adhere himself to in life. This image from his journals shows that he would examine whether or not he felt he had adhered to each and every virtue on each and every day of the week. He considered these 13 virtues essentially as his North Star of living a truly happy and healthy lifestyle. His goal wasn't really to adhere to every virtue every single day, but rather be able to tick off as many boxes as possible and keep himself on a path of constant self-improvement. Each week, he would also have one specific virtue written down at the top of the card, which he designated as his main priority of focus for those 7 days. These were Franklin's 13 virtues. Temperance. Eat not to dullness, and drink not to elevation. Eat until you're no longer hungry, and don't drink so much alcohol that would impair your judgment. Self-regulation is key in maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Silence. Speak not but what may benefit others or yourself. Avoid trifling conversation. Don't talk just to fill in gaps in a conversation. Meaningful communication means listening to what the other person has to say as well. Try to avoid saying things that could come across as offensive, confusing, or accusatory. Remember that words are similar to arrows. Once they've been released, it's impossible to divert their direction, and the impact it has cannot be erased or taken back. Order. Let all your things have their places. Let each part of your business have its time. This goes for both physical possessions and your time management. You should maintain some form of order with your things, as well as your most precious asset of all, your time. You should always be able to find time to accomplish the things that are most important to you, or that you've identified as high priority. Resolution. Resolve to perform what you ought. Perform without fail what you resolve. It's very easy as human beings to sometimes lose focus on our work, and in doing so, we end up wasting our time considerably. Commit 100% to work that you take on, and remember that it's okay to say no to things so that you can prioritize and accomplish tasks as efficiently as possible, and to the best of your ability. Frugality. Make no expense, but to do good to others or yourself. Waste nothing. Don't waste your hard-earned money. Make sure that if you are spending it, there's true purpose in that expenditure, whether to benefit yourself or someone else whom you would like it to benefit. People have a tendency to measure success based upon how many cars they have, or some other material possession, or even how much money is sitting in their bank account. Spend with purpose, always be sure to pay yourself, and have enough money in your savings and emergency fund, and put your remaining money to work to produce more money for you in the long term through investments. Industry. Lose no time. Be always employed in something useful. Cut off all unnecessary actions. Be as productive as possible with your time, especially while working. Don't get caught up in distractions or other noise that may take away your focus from the task at hand. Put your downtime to good use as well through self-development and education, but also remember that a little R&R and sleep are crucial to keep your energy levels at their peak. Sincerity. Use no hurtful deceit. Think innocently and justly, and if you speak, speak accordingly. Consider the impact of what you say before you speak your mind. Even a second's act can create years of impression. Don't aim to deceive, but refrain from being too brutally honest depending on the situation, as that can also lead to negative feelings for the recipient. Justice. Wrong none by doing injuries or omitting the benefits that are your duty. When you are collaborating with others, aim to achieve your objectives in a win-win fashion, and in a way that will benefit everyone involved. Own up to your commitments and deliver on your promises. Don't throw others under the bus just to get ahead or avoid repercussions or mistakes you've made. Moderation. Avoid extremes. Forbear resenting injuries so much as you think they deserve. A little bit of competition or rivalry can be good, as well as differences in opinion and beliefs, but taking extremes is rarely ever beneficial for anyone. This can be applied to just about all aspects in life, such as politics, sports, religion, economics, or household arguments even. Cleanliness. Tolerate no uncleanness in body, clothes, or habitation. Some people believe uncleanliness or chaos is a mark of creative genius. In some ways, this could be true, but it's certainly not correlated to productivity or efficiency. Being able to influence others and display genuine leadership qualities does require a certain amount of presentability as well. So be sure to at least adhere to basic cleanliness, like proper hygiene, well-kept clothes, and some form of order in your work habits. This will go a long way towards accomplishing a great deal more in your life. Chastity. Rarely use venery but for health or offspring. Never to dullness, weakness, or the injury of your own or another's peace or reputation. Use physical passion to your benefit, and avoid letting it consume your life or dictate all your decisions. Failing to do so could likely lead to you hindering yourself or hurting others. Tranquility. Be not disturbed at trifles, or at accidents common or unavoidable. Every now and then life is going to throw curveballs your way. Don't get caught up with anger and frustration when that happens. Try to see if there's a lesson to be learned within the incident. And if not, take a deep breath and keep moving forward in life. Don't let a setback keep you pinned down permanently and stunt your progress in bettering yourself and reaching your goals. Humility. Imitate Jesus and Socrates. Learn to give and to help others without expecting reciprocation or some tangible return on your action. Be humble. It's okay to be proud of your accomplishments, but remember there's always room to improve, and that there's a fine line between pride and arrogance. 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Sleep. Sleeping for 7 hours could be considered a time block in and of itself, which would make the title of this video the 6 time blocks and not 5. But for all intents and purposes, I decided to omit this one. Plus, it's pretty well known that sufficient sleep is crucial towards a productive day upon waking. Unfortunately, this is a fact that many people do disregard. Research has shown that different people require a different number of hours of sleep to be truly rested, but the average is between 7 and 8. It's important to figure out what works best for you in terms of your sleep schedule, and build your daily habits and time blocks if you utilize them based upon that. Benjamin Franklin never felt like he achieved perfect success in his life. He was always in a state of seeking self-improvement. This was the primary purpose of his journaling and time-blocking routine. Every day he would conduct a thorough self-examination and determine how he could become a better version of himself the following day. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it gives you some ideas on how you could utilize time blocking to improve productivity in your own life. Don't forget to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Have a great day.